Hey guys, Mecha-san here, and it's time for the battle! Now this one! Okay, I'm doing it a little differently right here, because right now, this is going to be a standing reaction. I haven't done this in a long time, people. Alright, so the setup's a bit haphazard right now here. The lighting's a little weird. Definitely gotta get me a new mic stand, and just new mic in general, maybe that could help. Yeah, using another backup camera I have for other projects. So I apologize for that here if it sounds weird, looks weird. Can't help it, but this is a battle that... the death battle. Simon the Digger from Gurren Lagann versus Kyle Rayner, the White Lantern from DC. Yeah, okay, naturally I know more about Simon and Gurren Lagann. It's anime power. This is freaking Trigger, pre-Trigger. Yeah, like the whole, I know. Don't correct me on that, people, okay? Look, the guy who made this went on to found Studio Trigger. So this may as well be a Trigger anime, okay? Oh, can't wait here. Now, as for Kyle Rayner, I don't know much about it. The White Lantern. I know the whole thing with Blackest Night event that happened in DC. Honestly, yeah, I do know the Black Lantern oath. And of course, yeah, as you can tell me, I had to do so standing up because I'm too excited. I felt like sitting down just would be too containing, and I gotta move around a lot. The only problem is that this freaking cord for my fucking headphone isn't long enough. But you make do what you got. So anyhow, like I was saying here, the Lantern Oath, and I'm moving back around here, make sure everything's fine. I don't know. Oh boy, I'm worried. Oh, anyhow, so yeah, look. Let me just say the Black Lantern. Okay, let me just first say the Black Lantern Oath here, like how I typically like to say it here, because in a very evil, dramatic fashion. The blackest night falls from the sky. The darkness grows as all light dies. We claim your hearts and your demise. By my black hand, the dead shall rise. I just love drama. And of course the Star Sapphires here, which you gotta say a bit of heart, in my opinion. Before, the first part here, and then the second part when you get more confident and aggressive. For hearts long lost and full of fright, for those alone in blackest night, accept our ring and join our fight. Love conquers all with violet light! I mean, that sounds so much better as a woman. But naturally, I am fucking excited for this one. It's like, Simon, I'm so proud here that I was into Liber to Hell, that song. So Simon, please, do the impossible, see the invisible, touch the untouchable, break the unbreakable, row, fight the power! Oh, without further ado, fight!
Simon the Digger.
Yeah.
Kyle Rayner, the White Lantern.
Drill through the heavens.
Earth with the willpower to pierce the heavens and conquer infinity.
Yes.
Where's my boomstick?
And it's our job to analyze their weapons,
Naturally.
armor, and skills to find
Of
out
course,
who
I
will
go
win
Simon.
a death
So,
battle.
it's like, you remove the ring, what can you do, Kyle? Like, this guy made blood from his own blood.
Lived in dreary isolation, oblivious to the wider world above their squalid cave.
That's where the hero of our story comes in. The young man who would lead his comrades into the sunlight at last. Kamina, the great and mighty.
The great and mighty.
And his little brother from another mother, Simon.
Yeah.
He was there too, I guess.
Hey, I like
was
Simon.
a digger, content to
Age
drill
21, eventually,
endlessly
Supreme
through the
Commander,
dirt,
Hermit
until the
currently,
day
yeah,
he
he's just
found
walking
the
around.
core drill.
Simon.
The key that activated
Is the manga in another
mysterious
universe? Is the
very
manga really?
that Kamina named
Like the Harlock?
Lagann.
Oh.
Under his magnificently masculine leadership, Kamina finally drilled their way to freedom, seeing the sun after a life in the dark.
But the sky was by no means the limit.
Nope.
The surface was ruled by the cruel chimeric beastmen, and Kamina would lead his compatriots against them to reclaim the earth for humanity. scoring a second mech in the process, aptly named Gurren.
Gurren.
And as befits Kamina and Simon's unbreakable brotherly bond,
Yeah.
Gurren and Lagann merged, creating Gurren Lagann.
Yes.
Kamina piloting the body and Simone the head, these two were unstoppable.
Of
Oh,
all
boy.
the giant fighting robots in all the
Gundam.
enemies across
Yes,
history,
yes.
Gurren Lagann might just be the absolute coolest, fueled by its pilot's
I mean,
willpower and capable
and
of making
hot-bloodedness.
any weapon they can imagine.
Including missiles, a jetpack,
Hot-blooded
sunglasses
boomerang, stuff like
and
that.
of course,
It's anime.
Drills,
Drill.
wrist-mounted drills, kunai
A lot of
shield
drills.
Kamehameha drills,
Yes.
and everyone's favorite,
The Giga Drill Breaker.
Side note, it is so funny that the only thing they could think of was drills.
Hey, it
It's
works.
like if I made booze or something, my whole personality.
With Gurren
It's
Lagann's
not.
awesome power, Kamina laid waste to enemy forces, liberated human villages, and fomented a rebellion against the Beastmen King, Lord Genome.
Until Kamina died.
16
wait,
episodes in.
Was that supposed to happen?
Nope, and it was all Simone's fault. He let his willpower
Yeah,
waver, and
the
his
best
soul
16
brother paid
episodes
the price.
in anime.
After all,
But-
he was just a humble digger, at home in the darkness, guided solely by the light of Kamina's spirit.
So his big bro left him with these final words. Have faith in the Simone who believes in you.
Yes, dude.
Yeah,
Kamina was the one looking up to him the whole time. It was Simone who found Lagann.
Come on,
Simone
dude.
who pierced
Do
the
it.
surface.
Yes.
And Simone who would now lead humanity to
Do
victory.
the impossible, Simon. Fight the power. Ooh, here we go.
Pull him out of his rut and kick Lord Genome's ass. That victory only lasted 7 years before the anti-spiral
1 millionth human
attack.
born.
Unimaginably powerful godlike aliens, the anti-spiral feared humanity's potential, what they dubbed the spiral nemesis.
Remember how Gurren Lagann runs on fighting spirit? Turns out
More.
that's just a manifestation of spiral power, an energy that all spiral beings, like humans, have. That's right, the laws of physics run on chutzpah.
Just as the spiral
Why
turned
not?
inward represents endless obsession and madness,
Ooh.
the spiral turned outward spins forever into infinity, the perfect representation of humanity's evolutionary potential.
Yes.
Potential
Just keep on
Simon
going
would
and
use
going
as
and
he
going
led
and going and going and going and going.
across the multiverse to take the fight to the anti-spiral. And this is when Gurren Lagann gets crazy.
Oh, you
Spiral
have no
power lets you
fucking
constantly
out.
adapt to threats, no matter how overwhelming. Simone can create portals to different realities.
I couldn't
and
stop
higher
prepare force
dimensions.
field, yep.
He can generate
Our
force fields,
Gurren
absorb
Lagann,
energy
Super
attacks,
Galaxy
and even
Gurren
merge
Lagann.
Gurren Lagann with bigger and stronger machines.
Toga.
Creating the
Super
Arc
duper
Gurren
duper,
Lagann,
yes.
which is strong enough to shatter space and time with a punch.
Or
Yep.
the Super Galaxy Gurren Lagann,
Oh.
which can fire lasers that are fast enough to hit, and I quote, all time, space, and dimension.
Yes!
All within a Planck instant.
That's the smallest unit of time physically possible.
Meaning each laser would have to be moving 4.6 times 10 to the 117th power times faster than light. Well, looks like this wins the award for fastest calculated speed feat in our show's history. Congratulations, Gurren Lagann.
Oh.
SpongeBob, you've been dethroned. Oh, and the
And it
guy
goes
who
better.
says they hit an innumerable number of enemies across infinite universes. You
Oh.
literally cannot calculate how fast that is.
But it wasn't
No,
enough to escape
and they
the
keep going
anti-spiral's
faster and
greatest
faster,
trap,
faster.
the multiverse labyrinth. An attack that imprisons Simon in his own unique multiverse, forced to experience an infinite number of alternate realities that controlled his mind, permanently arresting him in a dream world.
Except Simone and his spiral power are just built different. And
Yep.
after being inspired by his bro, Simone absorbed that whole multiverse to escape.
What makes this even more
Yes.
impressive is that this labyrinth was 11-dimensional, meaning Simone absorbed a higher dimensional structure several orders of infinity greater than himself.
Oh,
the jump between
boy.
dimensions is basically infinite. Each new dimension adds a new direction of space that extends infinitely, thus an infinite gap in size and scope.
What?
Oh, we're just
Yes.
getting started.
Oh, trust
Imagine
me.
a two-dimensional drawing interacting with a three-dimensional person.
Okay.
Okay.
That's not too far off from what actually happened.
Because when Simon absorbed the multiverse labyrinth, he merged with every alternate universe version
Of himself, yes.
including an alternate universe Simon, who is writing his own alternate universe version of Gurren Lagann. And
Yeah,
that
pretty
author's
much.
spiral power made his fictional Simon real. adding another to the mix.
Yes!
If every
Not to
human
that!
being has spiral power,
Oh, yeah.
you're telling me we can all do this?
Yes!
All
Yes!
there are
Yes!
enough spiral power to form the next step in mecha evolution.
Yes!
Tengen
Opa,
Toppa
Gurren Lagann!
This is when Gurren
Freaking
Lagann
galaxy on
goes
stages!
fucking crazy.
And it's awesome!
Shooting missiles that alter probability so they have a 100% chance of hitting you, or tossing galaxies around
Yes,
like
here we go.
frisbees.
Yep.
Sorry, did I say galaxies? I meant universes.
Zemo's
that-
power
yeah, that
was
too.
so immense
That
that
too.
he started generating super spiral space, a higher dimension encompassing our own universe.
With it, Simon turns his thoughts into reality, letting him create his mech and all of its weapons in the first place.
Not only does this mean he no longer needs co-pilots, he can
Nope.
also regenerate any damage
But
done
it helps to
him
have
or
co-pilots,
his
too.
mech just by willing it back into
Yes!
existence.
Will it!
Like when Lord Genome used spiral power to survive quantum breakdown, or the time Nia, now the best wife in the universe,
Oh, yeah,
used
for lucky
spiral power
bastard.
to constantly regenerate her body from being erased at the informational level for 7 days straight.
For 7 days straight,
Information
yep.
in physics is essentially the ones and
Oh,
zeros that
this
make
is
up
so
every
much more than
possible
just
outcome
physics.
in reality.
But like, what
Nia
is physics?
literally regenerated from the statistical certainty of her own destruction.
If I have spiral power, whiz, when the fuck is my leg growing back?
This was not enough for the anti-spiral.
Do you want it to go back?
Simon evolved one more time.
Into
Yes.
Super
Yes!
Mecha
Super
Gurren
Gurren Lagann.
This mech is so big, its size is literally incalculable.
Yes!
And with a drill somehow even larger than
Oh,
that,
boy!
Simon and his friends shattered the anti-spiral once and for all.
Okay, come on, the movie, the part where you get, there we go, that's the one!
The indomitable human
Make a
spirit.
drill of your blood!
Words
Yes, there it is,
perfect.
that's the
But
one!
Simon's drill is the drill that would
Here's the heavens!
With no more worlds left to conquer, Simon chose to wander the earth for the rest of his days
Yeah.
in service to others.
Always
That was a nice
looking
end
up,
right there.
For all the lights in the sky are stars, and every star another world of spiral cousins that can live free.
All thanks to a humble digger.
Oh, yeah, that was a great end. Can you do that, Kyle Rayner,
Is a
without your
dangerous
ring?
place.
Make a
Should
freaking
you
drill out
find
of your own
yourself
blood?
face to face with an interdimensional vampire, alien dictators, or this one really pissed off cat.
Oh, yeah.
You know who to call.
The Green Lantern Corps.
Ghostbusters.
They're the Space Fuzz, an intergalactic police force founded billions of years ago by blue leprechaun gods.
And the greatest Green Lantern among them was everyone's favorite,
Kyle
Jordan.
You know him. You love him. You might hate him.
Yeah.
But you gotta respect
Yeah,
a
the-
man with a will as
I got that
unbreakable
movie.
as hell.
I got that movie, actually.
Until the day his will broke.
After his hometown got completely obliterated, Hal lost his mind.
Oh.
He rampaged through the core, killing everyone in his path, and absorbed the central power battery,
Whoa.
the literal Green Lantern.
Becoming the
Wow.
Emerald Tyrant, Parallax.
There was
Parallax.
only one survivor of Parallax's killing spree, Ganthet. And with what remained of his strength, he gave the last Green Lantern ring in the universe to a human, Kyle Rayner.
So, was Kyle picked for his
Yeah.
indomitable
Again, I remember
willpower
episode
like
Superman,
Hal was?
like, he's an
He was
artist.
There. He had no idea what was going on. Must feel good
Comic
being
artist,
given
yeah.
the most dangerous magical weapon in existence.
Because he was an artist,
to
it
figure
actually
out
works.
On your own. Hey, if Colonel Sanders, Daffy Duck, Space
Daffy
Wheat,
Duck?
and a sentient box can master
Sentient
it,
box?
what's your excuse,
What?
Kyle?
The Green Lantern ring can
Okay,
do anything,
okay.
fulfilling any wish its user desires as though it were a genie from a lamp.
It lets you fire
Yeah, we
energy
know.
blasts, create force fields, affect gravity, turn invisible and intangible, manipulate matter, time travel.
See
warp
the
reality,
invisible.
and
Not
erase
gonna
things
work.
from existence.
Think we're exaggerating? Well,
No, we're not.
consider the time Kyle stretched the very fabric of space to increase the Planck length a billion times over. That's like stretching an inch into a light year.
Lanterns control time and space, letting them fly so fast they can create a Speed Force singularity.
Tapping into the Speed Force requires entering a higher dimension
Force
of space,
singularity, huh?
requiring speeds that are not only faster than light, but totally immeasurable. And the rings have an artificial intelligence that operates
Yeah.
just as fast, automatically protecting its user from danger.
Like the time that Poozer Kilowog survived
Poser.
being erased from existence by the crisis on Infinite Earth.
The ring is fueled
Huh.
by its user's
Really?
willpower and limited only by their imagination.
Well,
Or-
Hal may
and
have
Hal's
had
a comic
greatest
book artist, so
willpower
he's got
in the core.
pretty-
Kyle's imagination
Yeah.
is unmatched, probably
Yeah, of course.
because he's a comic book artist, and we know from this show,
Yeah, exactly.
they think of some wild shit.
But
Pretty
the
much,
Lantern's
yes.
most recognizable ability ability is their constructs. Kyle's special
Samurai armor, pirate ships,
Nice.
giant dragons,
Oh.
actual working home computers, and his favorite, super fighting robots.
Okay,
Hey,
I love
that
this
one
guy.
looks familiar.
Kyle can make
He's
them
got good
strong enough
taste.
to lift the Spectre, who weighs as much as eternity.
Or hold back a 12.3 dimensional Big Bang. Wait, 0.3?
0.3?
DC's multiverse has 12.3 dimensions? That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
The ring's
You
only
mean the price?
downside is
Come
that it's
on,
limited to
not that
24
stupid.
hours before
Trust
needing
me, I know.
recharge.
So it can blow up universes, but it has the battery of an iPhone. Never mind, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Although
Yeah.
I'd say Kyle's biggest weakness was Kyle. With great power came no responsibility.
Perhaps a manifestation of Kyle's self-doubt. Any reflection came too late, though, when one of Kyle's villains brutally murdered his girlfriend, Alex, and put her body in a fridge.
Kyle
Oh, that's
wasn't
pretty
the only one
fucked.
traumatized.
Wow.
This moment was so infamous, it
Something
started
of
the trope
really?
of fridging.
For
Fridging.
how female characters are often sacrificed as mere
Wow.
plot devices to further a male character's development.
So it might surprise you that it happened to Kyle again.
Kyle finally got serious.
Damn!
He became a prominent member of the Justice League, faced off against Hal, and even rebuilt the Green Lantern Corps better than ever.
But little did he know, this torchbearer's greatest journey had only just begun.
In order to save Ganthet from an emotional lobotomy,
a
it's a long
lobot-
story.
well,
He
okay,
had to master
yes.
all the colors of the
Here we-
emotional
and
electromagnetic
thus the White
spectrum.
Lantern
There
was
are
born.
7 colors, each representing a different emotion. The yellow light of
Fear.
fear lets Kyle manipulate the worst
Red
horrors in
Lantern,
your mind.
Blue
The
Lantern.
more scared you are of him, the stronger he becomes.
Orange light is fueled by bottomless avarice, possessing
Avarice.
Kyle to absorb not merely his enemies' attacks, but
There can
also
only be
their
one
souls.
of your
Red
Orange
is
Lantern.
Rage, ripping out Kyle's heart and replacing
Oh,
his
yeah,
blood with
yeah.
napalm.
Yeah, I
Which
remember that.
Sounds like it sucks, but it's metal as
Yeah,
hell.
that's pretty fucking metal, actually. Yeah,
Powered by
faith it.
hope, and allows Kyle to heal wounds, resist mental domination, and supercharge his ring.
Indigo is compassion, reducing his opponent's will to fight and letting him open portals across space, connecting him to others.
The final one was the Sapphire Light of Love.
Yep.
With it, he can trap enemies within crystal matrices and control their minds. But Kyle only mastered it by forgiving himself for Alex's tragic death.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Self-love.
Self-love,
I get
yeah.
it. Must be nice.
Johnny Bravo
And
there,
with
yeah,
his
pretty
powers
much.
Combined, he doesn't just make his enemies taste the rainbow.
The lights of the
The
spectrum
rainbow.
merged, and Kyle became
Came
a
the
White
White
Lantern,
Lantern.
with total control over the power of life.
Wiz, I cannot think of an attack more useless in a death battle than something that makes you live.
Empowered by the
Eh,
physical
be surprised.
embodiment of all life in the
But yeah,
DC
pretty much.
multiverse, Kyle is vastly more powerful than any other Lantern in existence.
Far stronger than Hal, who could harness the
Was that-
energy of
was-
every
was that
power battery
Morpheus?
across the multiverse.
Not only can Kyle instantly heal all wounds, purify corruption, and resurrect the dead, the white light of life is strong enough to go up against threats to all of creation, like the Anti-Monitor.
Okay.
So it's not totally useless.
Especially after Kyle visited the Source and acquired the life
The
equation.
Source.
Essentially the source
the
code
anti-
to reality.
the life-
The life equation is mathematical proof that
Yeah.
life is worth living.
Like there's an anti-life equation, there's gonna be a life equation.
Reality
Gotcha.
at a whim, even threatening the new gods like Darkseid.
The life equation, like its counterpart,
Yeah,
the
the
anti-life
anti-life
equation, is a conceptual artifact from a higher reality, originating in a platonic realm
Outs-
that is,
outside
in
the
a
philosophy,
sense,
yep.
more real than we are.
So it's not a shock that the equation made Kyle too powerful.
He struggled to control it, and it subconsciously manifested a being composed of his fears and anxieties.
Uh-oh.
Oblivion. Kyle's
Oh.
greatest weakness was still himself.
Of
Kyle
course,
spent
naturally.
his whole life struggling
You're
with
your
the
own worst
powers
enemy.
that the gods granted him, and throughout it all, he always rose to the occasion, carrying the universe on his back.
But ultimately, the only way to stop power from corrupting is to spread it. So Kyle split the life equation into pieces to found his second core, the White Lanterns. And together, they shattered Oblivion, destroying the self-doubt that plagued Kyle.
And defeated the
once
Black
and for
Lanterns?
all.
Not bad for a comic book geek from LA.
And
Nice.
now he was the one giving out rings of unlimited power to people who weren't sure if they could command it.
So he told them the truth. You can't teach someone how to use such power. You have to learn yourself,
Yep.
making mistakes along the way.
But with the power of life at their command, there's no end to their journey, only endless beginnings.
Oh, ain't that nice?
Hey, remember Beerus versus Sailor Galaxia?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah?
Well, that's because it was taken off YouTube for being too anime.
What?
But we've got a solution. It's our own website. That's www.deathbattle.gg. It's like our own private Patreon, with a store for death metal merch and a complete death metal video archive. It's got episodes that YouTube has banned, blocked, and censored. And
Yeah,
there's
some
even more goodies on
stupid-ass
the way.
censors, too.
So check out deathbattle.gg live right now. All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Yeah, there's some stupid ass censors, aren't they? Actually, like I just try to rewatch the death battle between Danny Phantom and American Dragon Jake Long, and they had to remove the audio of Boomstick singing the Danny Phantom song because apparently it was too good. It was too good. It was too much like the original. Like, I'm serious here. If you haven't seen that death battle in a while, go to YouTube right now, look it up. Danny Phantom versus Jake Long. When the analysis of Jake Long, the analysis of Danny is like, young Danny Phantom, he was just 14. It's like, nope, it's gone. Singing's gone. Bullshit. Anyhow, so back onto this battle. Naturally, I'm not gonna even waste my time. Because this is Mecha-san, and I say, go to Lano better fucking win! There we go. Come on, Simon!
Right,
Do the impossible, see the invisible. Row, fight the power, touch the untouchable, break the unbreakable!
Green Lantern Officer Kyle Rayner here. Ring says you've got a Class A galactic super weapon, whatever that is. I'm thinking it's the giant mech. Why don't you hand it over?
No! Fuck you! Yeah, fuck you, asshole! Yeah! That's it, robot! Try to steal from... No, go and kill him! You're gonna die, Kyle! Taking on one giant robot! Ow.
Bad with authority.
Tell me about it.
Four. Okay, that's okay. Oh, yeah! Nice try, man! Hey!
That's nothing! My drill will pierce the heavens!
Yo! Dragon action! Turn!
Take it, Topa, Gurren Lagann!
Oh, wow. You're only going that big, huh?
That's really cool.
That's right. I think you can appreciate it, man.
We do the impossible.
See the invisible.
Touch the untouchable.
Touchable. Break the unbreakable!
If you ain't know,
Now you know.
Yes. I've always known, kid! So break him! Man, the animation could use a bit more work on this one, but whatever. Oh,
I'm the digger.
no!
There's a wall in my way.
Break it down! Source wall, beat it! Uh-oh. Oh, boy.
fighting. Think about your fear of death, your love of your friends, your compassion for me, your hope for the future.
Yes.
Choose life.
Choose life.
Have faith in the Simon that believes in you.
Yes! Yes! Drill! My God!
My drill is the drill that will transcend the heavens!
Giga drill!
Fuck that! Oh, okay. At least you're smiling. You think your drill's better than his? We'll see about that!
The super weapon wasn't your mech.
No.
It was me.
Yeah, Tim.
Then, Simone.
Hey!
I'm taking you in.
Hey!
In brightest day. In blackest night.
Oh, yeah.
No evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship
You don't need that
might
drill.
beware
You were
my
using
power.
power. Green Lantern's light.
Green Lantern.
Lantern's light!
You'd make a good lantern.
He's a...
Simon of Earth, you have been chosen.
Just who the hell do you think I am?
He doesn't need you.
KO! For the guy with the snake.
Oh my fucking god! Oh yeah! Who the hell do you think you are?
Nazi sunglasses!
When both
Although-
combatants possess
was that
unlimited power, it's
Ringmaster?
hard to judge
Wow.
them by our
Marshall.
normal standards. Take speed. Simone can hit an infinite number of targets all at once, and Kyle can fly fast enough to surpass the normal concept of speed itself.
When you control space and time, things like strength and speed kind of become irrelevant.
Instead, let's analyze them through a lens more applicable to beings as absurd as Simone and Kyle. Their
Yeah, let's face it, when it comes to absurdity, nothing beats fucking anime. Okay? This is a freaking super robot, for crying out loud.
imagination, their willpower, and their ultimate potential.
First up, imagination. The boundless things they could conjure to use against the other. Both could think up just about anything the other could, like absorbing each other's attacks, fighting across time, anything.
Simone did have a few attacks that Kyle hasn't encountered, like the probability-altering missiles, but it's likely Kyle could adapt considering his ring could protect against existence being erased across the multiverse.
And in general, Kyle's constructs were a lot more creative than
I
Simone's
mean, yeah, he's an artist,
which
comic
was
book
mostly
artist.
drills. Though again, nothing Simone couldn't
Maybe
adapt
Kyle
to
should-
with,
should,
say, his
look into
energy
mangakas.
absorption. Imagination is a draw.
That leaves the other main factor for both characters, the origin of their unbelievable might, their willpower.
And that's really gonna be the winning factor here.
Oh,
since it's
yeah.
the source of everything for both of them. Whoever's got the stronger willpower wins.
Both can manipulate reality on a multiversal scale with their willpower, but we can use dimensions to roughly calculate a difference. This might sound absurd for most
Hey,
characters,
Sailor
but
Moon!
it's necessary for beings as beyond the pale as
Oh,
Simone
yes.
and Kyle.
The multiverse labyrinth that Simone absorbed contained 11 spatial dimensions. That's 1.3 dimensions less than the multiverse Kyle's power can threaten.
And remember, each numbered dimension infinitely surpasses the one below it.
Which meant Kyle's willpower was stronger at a base level. However, that doesn't necessarily mean Kyle gets the edge. Because if there's one thing both of these guys are known for, it's that they can always get stronger.
Yeah.
So to determine the limits of their
boy.
willpower, we first need to understand their full potential.
What?
Simone's whole deal
Yeah,
with
full
spiral
potential's
power is that
unlimited.
it can constantly evolve to
Yes.
get stronger. So just because Simone starts off weaker doesn't mean he'll stay that way.
Absorbing the multiverse labyrinth required Simone to leapfrog several orders of infinity in an instant. Simone made himself that
yes.
much stronger through sheer force of will.
Yes!
More than enough to close
No
the gap
ring
with Kyle.
required!
Especially since spiral power also lets him regenerate his body down to an informational
Well,
level.
okay.
Kyle's
The-
never destroyed something that thoroughly before.
Without the ability to easily kill Simone, it was only a matter
These
of
spiral
time before
generations
Kyle's
comparable-
ring ran low on charge.
Yeah, that too as well.
Especially since Simone could likely regenerate for at least a week straight, like Nia did. While Blue Lantern Light could boost Kyle's power, he's never jumped several orders of infinity in strength like Simone has.
And while Kyle could manipulate emotions to reduce Simone's willpower, Simone resisting the labyrinth's mental manipulation
Oh,
meant
boy,
he could
yes.
power through anything Kyle threw at him.
Everything, that is, except for the life equation. It originated from a higher level of reality
I don't
and
know,
would
they
have
could have
more
done
than
that.
even the odds.
Too
Oh.
bad Kyle couldn't control it. It was just as much a detriment to him as an asset, forcing him to relinquish it to keep from destroying reality and himself.
Compare that to Simone, who merged with a version of himself, writing a version of Gurren Lagann,
Yep.
and using spiral power to
And
make
I reckon
that
they could have
fiction
conquered that
into
damn
reality.
life equation
A
big
pretty
time.
similar level of reality to the life equation, and a level of power Simone had no trouble embracing and mastering by the end of his story.
Yes.
No matter how you look at it, Simone might start weaker, but his peak will always transcend Kyle's. Isn't that how all of Simone's battles usually go anyway? That's Gurren Lagann in a nutshell.
Yes.
So Simone's incredible potential eclipsed Kyle,
Oh,
which
boy.
means his willpower was ultimately greater.
Yes, a
Kyle may
lot
have embodied
greater.
Life itself,
Counter
but
each
Simone's
ability, weaker
unstoppable
initially,
evolutionary potential
limited
would
battery, yeah.
shatter even this lantern's light.
I hope Kyle at least dug the fight, because when it comes to death battle losers, he was a dead ringer.
The winner is
It's
Simone the Digger.
Yes.
Next time.
And let's face it, like, by this point in time, in the end, Seymour didn't even need a drill, that little drill key. It's like, you saw the freaking battle. He made, in the analysis area, he made a drill in his hand with his own freaking blood, like willing it to form that drill. No, so yeah, take away take away the ring? What's Kyle? That's
And on Death Battle.
Roadrunner? What the? Oh! Fighting this battle! Wily Coyote versus Tom and Jerry!
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle. Thank
This is gonna be cartoon logic, so neither one's gonna win. It's like... What? Just sit back, eat some popcorn for this Death Battle, people, and just have a laugh. Have a fucking laugh, because... They're gonna keep going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Oh, look, they're all the way over in Michigan. Oh, God. This is gonna be a hell of a joke Death Battle. All right. Yes! 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 The mechs always win, as they should. That's the future, after all. Soon, tanks, airplanes will be and mechs. Before people say otherwise here, keep in mind, people, that in real life, people doubted the fighters and the tanks at first until they actually showed what they can do. So it's just a matter of that. Okay, now for that, for everyone, thank you all for watching this exciting Death Battle. So glad I was standing up for this. As always, comment down below what you all thought. Like and subscribe for more videos. This is Mecha-san. Logging out.